Welcome on in, everyone. It's what we've all been waiting for, the RyanL83 Invitational, right here on GripTV. And I'm joined up in the booth with Judson Kane. How are you, Judson?
Malone doing fantastic yet again. We've had a lot of anticipation coming up to this week, a lot of off time with week 13, a lot of promotion for a race that's going to highlight new content, Circuit of the Americas, the BMW, and of course the diehards of the Roughs and the diehards of the McLarens are going to show that BMW has no place in GT3, and it's all going to unfold here within what, 30 minutes or so?
We got about 20 minutes left in practice. We got a qualifying session, and then we got a full 90-minute endurance race right here on Grip TV. This is your home for everything online motorsports simulations, as we're doing a pre-race breakdown with the Judd, and there's a lot of things to talk about here. As if you guys don't know about Grip TV, we got a lot of Grip TV drivers out there. The links are right below Judson there. Go check out Jimmy, the Stinging Bee, Jimmy B, and go check out Fuzzy Falcon, Super Dio Miro, Michael RDK, and Tone the Moan for their in-car views, all streamed live right here on Twitch. And yep, these guys are practicing right now. A lot of guys able to put up some really good lap times, and it's just a wonderful thing to see as where they're getting ready for the old big race here. So it's going to be fun to see, and we're going to be doing some driver interviews. We're going to try to get to know these guys, a little character development, and I know with the new build and everything with the Circuit of the Americas, man, we got lots to talk about.
Malone, I have a bit of urgency, some updated news within the practice session while we're beginning this whole breakdown. A gentleman named of Stephen O'Donohue just asked for a setup like a boss.
Oh, people asking for setups about 20 minutes before the race. Hey, how much fuel am I using? Hey, can I get a mic check?
Hey, I'm here for SR.
Hey, I'm just here for SR. Let the crazies by, right? So, Circuit of the Americas, brand new content. We got the BMW, we got the McLaren, we got the Porsche out there. Multi-car, single-class racing at one of the hardest tracks I've ever raced on iRacing. I mean, this is right. I'd rather race VIR than this crazy track, and I'm just glad I'm up in the booth with you, Judson, with our lemonade, than down there trying to manage to get through turn one and those crazy S's with those bumps that'll just totally ruin your car. But these guys are brave enough to get on out there, and it's going to be, hopefully we can get all 60 cars out there on the track. 60 cars, can you believe it, folks? So we got about 50 people loaded up into the server right now, taking their laps around. We're going to be doing some driver interviews here, but you want to go down onto the track and watch these crazy guys fly around? You ready for this? I mean, you got anything else you want to say, Judson, about the big upcoming event today?
Dude,
Well,
Malone, did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed? We didn't even cover the theories of the race.
oh, we got Judson Kane's Theories of the Race, brought to you by Judson Kane, the Judd. Here he goes. Take it away.
Theories of the race. My theories to the race. Number one, manage your pace. GT3 as we know it as a 30-minute sprint. Now we're dealt with a 90-minute monster. And with the new dynamics that are going on amongst these new cars that are, the Z or the BMW, the Rough, the McLaren, the new dynamics that they put into the tire models, the physics, the emphasis on the use of traction control, it has never become more important for drivers to manage their pace. No more driving 100% all the time. You got to make sure that what you're doing as a lap time is conservative for your tires, or you will not make the finish. So if a driver really wants to get it done, they have to do it by managing their pace, especially on a circuit as demanding as Circuit of the Americas. Theory number two, turning the on-off switch on or off at the right time. And what I mean by that is when these drivers have developed a very specific racing line, a fast racing line. We've seen it with Martin Kronk posting a 204.849, Sebastian Jobs, and the likes of others, LJ Garnett, Darren Seal, Heracles, 205s. Michael Rasmussen, our very own, is in the 206 range. They've all developed very fast lines for their cars. But there's going to be a point where in the length of this race that they're going to be opposed by something that's going to challenge them either from behind or in front, and it's going to be attacking the position. So turning from racing, managing your pace, to actual bringing on the warfare, by forcing overtakes, braking late, and choosing those things wisely. You can't take advantage of every opportunity during this race, or it's likely going to end up in failure. And the last thing I want to emphasize as far as the theories of the race is mental integrity. When you're running 90 minutes race, we saw it with Jimmy the Bee in the 79 Lotus at Sao Paulo Interlagos, where running your laps, being on your own, there's certain points as you're going through the rhythm, the habits that you've developed as far as a racing line, where you have mental gaps and it causes mistakes. Though there's a lot of runoff here, there are still walls and there's still damage to have done if you have the mental lapse. So can these drivers hold up with having over 2 hours of practice, 30 minutes qualifying, hour-half race, and still maintain the mental integrity? That's going to be important, and those are the 3 theories that I have for the race today, Malone. I'm ready to rock.
Well, yeah, we are ready to rock, and those are some good theories of the race. And like you said, it's going to be wild to see these guys try to get through 90 minutes, and we're going to see it all live right here on Grip TV. Just want to thank Ryan Littlemore for putting this thing together, and we got a lot of big names out there. So let's head on out to the track.
Martin Kronk looks like it appears that 204.655 is going to be untouchable, which gives him pole position. Congratulations to Martin Kronk. LJ Garnett at P2, 199 car with a 205.563, though I didn't think it was going to be safe against the likes of James Stevenson, who took 4th, Sebastian Job, who took 3rd, Peterson, who took 5th. All drivers who could have competed against that. Looks like he's secured in. So the top 3 finishers of the qualifying session: Martin Kronk, LJ Garnett, Sebastian Job. Top 5 goes to 4th place, James Svensson. Jesper Peterson is top 5. Our very own Michael Rasmussen at P7. It's in striking distance. He's going to have to be a bit careful about how the traffic's going to absorb him coming into turn 1.
Yeah, that's right. And as we look at all how they fall here, took a look at the top 10. Now we're taking a look at the 11th through 20th, and we see all the names there. And, man, there's just a lot of guys out here. Our very own Timo Westendal able to get 22nd. Matt Orr, empty box, able to get 23rd place there. He'll be gridding up 23rd. And Jimmy Broadbent, 30th. As we're just taking a look at some of the names here as they roll in. Callum Knighton, 31st. Paul Lonegren, 32nd. Mark Hewitt, you know him as Wheel Damage, 33rd. Simon Carr, 34th, as we're taking a look through him here. And, hey, look at Tone the Moan finishing out 42nd. And as we take a look, 52 drivers, it looks like, were able to qualify. And I believe they're going to be go ahead, and they're all gridded up. Holy cow, folks. It's the RyanL83 Invitational right here on Grip TV as they're getting ready for the short pace lap here. And they're going to be going green very shortly. Get your lemonades, folks. Sit right there. You're not going to want to miss this at all.
All the YouTubers, Twitchers trying to advertise their broadcast amongst other professional racers. I'm not quite getting it, but I guess that's what happens when you grid up. The drivers are trying to communicate back and forth, get their promotion out of the way, because racing is only seconds away. We will be going through a quarter of the lap with the pace car, the Mustang, as these cars are rumbling and humbling as the anticipation of the drivers are taking place. I'm going to be a bit busy as we're going to be hitting turn 1, trying to cover everything that happens, and off we go.
Yeah, that's right. Holy cow. And hopefully the server can handle it. That's a lot of cars, folks, as they're all gridded up. We see McLarens, we see Porsches, we see BMWs, and we see a lot of familiar faces out there. Some great paint jobs.
There's a pace car issue. The left-hand side has not moved forward. It looks like there's a missing car, so the start is all wonky. One side of the entire grid has not moved forward. So the left-hand side, which includes Martin Kronk, our leader, I think it appears LJ Garnett must not be in his car or something because he's blocked the entire group of cars.
Yeah, that's right. And Sean Kemp maybe starting from the pits, as we got some people maybe starting from the pits. They don't know what the heck they're doing out there. We're get this pace lap underway here. Thanks for joining. It's going to be wild stuff. 90-minute race coming your way. And here we go, folks.
Around.
They're coming around.
They're coming around turn 16, 17, and 18. They're going to hit turn 19, and then there's that notorious turn 20, that third gear, where I'm almost certain Kronk is going to hit it right as he comes around that turn to get distance down the front stretch.
Yeah, that's right. It looks like some people choosing to start from the pit lane. Not a bad idea, maybe, with the type of race this is with turn 1. But here we go, folks. You found the right place, and this is the RyanL83 Invitational, brought to you by GripTV. And here we go, folks. 90 minutes going to get underway here. Pace car off. Take it. Go ahead, Judson.
Martin Kronk comes around the corner, and he does not waste any time. He's accelerating away. The cars get a big jump. It looks like Jesper Peterson is dipping onto the inside, followed by Michael Rasmussen using the draft. They didn't waste any time till the green light. Rasmussen dipping up the middle. There's cars in absolute mayhem situations right now as they're coming around turn 1. Kronk got through clean. The top 5 group got clean. Now the rest of the cars. What is going to happen here, as it seems like every car has gotten through just
Holy cow!
right.
That is wild stuff. Yeah, we're taking a look at turn 1. They've all gotten through. Holy cow, folks, as they're heading through the S's right now and trying to get single file through the S's. It looks like they were able to. And as they're still coming around through the S's, man, look at all those cars, folks, trying to make their way through. And it looks like we got a pretty dang clean start, as our leader right now is Martin.
Pressure is mounting. You better have your mechanical grip in place. Michael Rasmussen, as we saw in qualifying, was struggling with that on this car, but it seems like he was able to navigate that just fine through the S turns. We're going to have to see if that happens as he challenges late on the rear bumper of Jesper Patterson as they're coming down the back straight on their way down to turn 12. Draft is going to be critical here as Martin Kronk already has a lot of distance ahead of them. You almost wonder if
whoa, and we got a wreck.
To challenge.
Got some guys going a little loose on one of those hairpins. Oh, it's crazy, wild pandemonium out there, folks, as they're trying to get through there clean.
Stevenson breaks late, losing second place to Sebastian Job. Justin Peterson, Darren Seal, and Michael Rasmussen get around.
Yeah, that's right. That'll pick up a position for Michael Rasmussen. Very good job.
Peterson challenging the inside of Stevenson. Peterson getting oversteer, has to lay off the gas, opening up the door for Michael Rasmussen. I'm even looking at the likes of Jose Almeida holding off the of Heracles Alexios Mathopoulos, as both of them are taking very different lines. Mathopoulos is looking for a way. No, he's satisfied just falling in line with Almeida. Again, this is a lot of laps, and there's a certain point where you have to turn off that overtake opportunity to start getting into your pace.
Yep, that's right. And as they're completing the very first lap here, see some of those guys that started in pit stall. They'll be coming out here very soon as the field gets through. And as we take a look at them, they're going through turn 1 again, folks. Can they keep it clean the second time in a row? Looks like they've managed it. So good to see those guys get. What do we got?
Vit Salomon peaked on the inside of turn 1, is now getting a wide line through the S turns, battling that of Tom Stanley. Stanley, not worried, just brakes a little bit later in the S turns to protect himself from that of Vit Salomon. He is held up, however, by Jose Almeida. Almeida is a bit slow going through the S's, holding Tom Stanley up. Stanley is not wasting any time. It looks like he wants to get around Almeida very quickly before that of Vit Salomon attacking him. So it's a three-way battle. Which way do you look? Off the front or into the rear view mirror?
Yeah, you never know. As we're taking a look at Tom Stanley, and someone goes to the inside. That's Vit Salomon.
Salomon's on the inside, able to accelerate fast. Now he's not opting to use the draft. Now he is. He's back in line behind Tom Stanley using the draft. He was risking that of opening the door for Timu. Timu's in that McLaren who was about to use the draft. Stanley now really taking it defensive. He's pinched by Vit Salomon as Salomon goes on the inside and gets around second gear through turn 12. Nice overtake.
Yeah, very nice. And Stanley running 14th now, and we see the battle for 14th position with those guys running. Man, it's a close race in here. In the early goings here, battle for 14th as they're navigating around here. It's their second lap here. Getting a little bit oversteer, and we got a guy off. Couldn't tell who that was. Got a little bit oversteer, looked like, and they'll lose some positions there.
Meanwhile, Kronk is starting to generate the distance. The distance between Sebastian Job and Martin Kronk is now 1.7 seconds. So it's important for somebody to place pressure on Martin Kronk before he gets into the swing of things, as we know he's rather consistent with the fast lap times.
Yeah, that's right. And Michael Rasmussen taking some heat from James Stevenson. That gap's down to about 0.3 seconds. Michael Rasmussen able to make his way to 4th position already, and but James Stevenson wants that position back. Really working hard there with that BMW and the Porsche battling it out here, going through the S's.
We certainly have Darren Seal, the McLaren, up in 6th position, getting the likes of Adam Grossling, who's allowing to roll through his brakes, trying to peek on the inside quarter panels of Darren Seal, try to pressure him into a situation that he's not comfortable about on his driving line. It's fantastic. It's a fantastic strategy, but there is risk involved, like slowing your car down too much. Darren Seal now, whoa, getting his rear bumper as he's charging against Michael Rasmussen. Something must have happened to Michael Rasmussen. His car on the left side is indented in, so it looks like he must have been turned around or something of that nature, because he is getting overtaken by Darren Seal and the whole group.
Yeah, that's right. Not sure what happened. Might be able to take a look at it as we get a replay here.
Adam Gosling around as he went through turn 12, spun out, adding too much throttle while he's in the chase, and he makes contact with another driver.
Yep, that's right. Got loose around there, tried to get back on the track. Adam Gosling representing USC SCR, and yeah, you got to be careful coming back on the track, as more guys got loose, and that could have caused even more issues, but he gets it back going, race pace.
Rasmussen's going to make a decision. Does he pit now and take repairs? He does. Rasmussen in.
Yep, heading to the pits and going to try to get up repairs. It's not a bad idea. 90-minute race. You know, just go take care of it. Shouldn't be too big of a deal.
The important thing now is does he fuel up now and run a really long stint? Is it soon enough, or is there just no chance it might be 2 pits no matter what? In the top 5,
yeah,
things are now settling down. It looks like Martin Kronk has a firm grasp on the 1st position, Sebastian Job 2nd, Jesper Peterson 3rd. 4th is James Stevenson, and then obviously Darren Seal, the big gainer off the Michael Rasmussen mishap. Things are settling down. Now it's becoming the point where these drivers are going to get into their driving line, get into pace, and start going for the distance of this race.
Yep, that's right, and we're just following on with Martin right now. He's got a 3.5-second lead on Sebastian Job, who's made his way to 2nd place, holding on to 2nd place from Apex Racing UK. And, man, Martin's just flying out there, looking good. Sebastian Job, though, with some pressure from Peterson, as that gap's only 1.6 seconds.
Nigel Marnive challenging Heracles Alexios Mathiopoulos. We'll just call him Heracles.
The number 123 car.
Yeah. Now it's McLaren versus BMW. Nigel looking rather fast, balanced car, looking wonderful through the turns of 13, 14, and 15. Braking hard into the 2nd gear. Now accelerating out on the bumper of Heracles. Marnive has a real opportunity here to turn on the switch and attack.
Yeah, that's right, and another pretty good 3-way battle here with Timu and Alex Gillian. What do we got?
LJ Garnett is disconnected from the system. It looks like he is probably out for the session.
Oh, that's unfortunate, as people's routers have issues and connection issues, electronic issues. Unfortunate, because I know he definitely had the pace. But as they're coming around here, yep.
He complained about being stuck on grid, a 1-minute 30-second tow, and then put a lap down. So it looked like he might have quit out of protest more than anything.
Oh, yep, that can be an issue, and we're just watching him come around turn 1 again. And these guys coming up that huge hill. And trying to get hard on the brakes there as we see a little overtake there. Someone takes down the inside. 3 in there over the bumpers. Holy cow, folks. This is like the best camera angle ever as we see a lot of action taking place on turn 1 as they're completing their 4th and 5th lap here. Early goings here, and GripTV is proud to welcome everyone in. This is live on Twitch. Good to see y'all in the Twitch chat. This is the RyanL83 Invitational. And, man, we're just getting going here as we see some crazy high-flying action right off the bat.
Carl Modig, a McLaren, battling that of Darren Seal for position 5 as draft down the back stretch yet again on the way to turn 12. Man, the McLarens are starting to creep up into the top ranks. Carl Modig peeks onto the inside over Darren Seal, decides to fall back in line, choosing another opportunity to attack, maintaining speed through turn 12 on their way to turn 13, which is a nice third gear acceleration. Carl Modig is showing a lot of pace against Darren Seal, but amazingly, the McLarens who didn't qualify very well now are really creeping up into the top 10.
Yeah, I was just going to say, we see 3-4 McLarens here running out top 10, and that's a great thing to see as we go on board with the number 123 car just to see how close these guys are battling. And this is battle for 6th place, battle for 5th place. Darren Seal, 5th place. Carl Modig, 6th. And number 123 car is 7th place. But Nigel's not too far behind as he's looking to pick up some spots here. You know, if you're...
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's an absolutely lonely feeling for Rackless being the lone BMW amongst 3 McLarens, especially as he's getting sandwiched going up to turn 1.
Yeah, we're seeing him going to turn 1 right now, keeping it in line. Let's see how they navigate the S's.
Rackless on turn 1 opted to turn hard, not get on the throttle as fast as that of Carl Modig and Darren Seal. They are now going through the S's.
Yep, taking their way through the S's here. Got to keep off them curbs there. Looks like that Beamer might have touched one there. Got to be careful.
Yeah, his entry tends to be, he starts to turn into the entry of those S's a lot quicker than the McLarens have to, and then his exits have a bit of an understeer. And then in the McLarens, you're starting to see that they're a little bit slower turning in, and then they actually grip through the exit of the turn. So that's the different dynamic that is at play here, and it serves many different benefits throughout the race.
Yep, and
69
we take...
peeking to the outside. Nigel peeking to the outside of Rackless. Now, Rackless a little off his line, has a lot of pressure from Nigel Marneef. Nigel was able to just peek onto a quarter panel just to disrupt Rackless's driving line. That kind of change really can play into a driver's psyche as Nigel now is thinking about peeking on the inside. Carl Modig and Darren Seal doing the same kind of dance, peeking against each other again. But everything falls back in line on turn 12 again, Matt.
Yeah, that's right. And we had some other battling going on here with our very own Timo Westendahl. I'm sorry, it was Jimmy Broadbent was involved in some pretty wicked tight driving here as he's battling out with Jonathan Smith and Benjamin Gregory for that 21st position here. So our very own Jimmy Broadbent, the Stinging Bee out there running some good hard laps as he's racing close.
Jimmy Broadbent, the throttling magician, as I would call him, very known for his... Oh, we had turnouts in behind Jimmy Broadbent. I don't know who those are, Matt. Cars spinning around. Absolute warfare, absolute mayhem in this kind of race. But Jimmy Broadbent, known for his R-Factor Formula One racing, his Grand Prix style, a magician on handling the throttle with a 69 Lotus, is fighting that of...
Yeah, gets a little bit oversteer coming out of that last turn. Was able to put a 208.5 together there. Not too bad here in the early goings. So, yeah, good to see Jimmy out there as they're battling up front.
Yeah, in that 21 position, that's some good gains. He's a very consistent driver, but aggressive. He's got really sharp teeth.
Yep, that's right. And Martin out in front. Sebastian Job still running second. Penderson third. As we try to get a look at some of the action going on here. And it looks like Matt Orr's out there. He's battling it out too. Matt Orr in the mix of some... He's involved in a gaggle, folks.
You read my mind. I was just peeking over to Matt Orr as you were too, Malone, and I noticed that Matt Orr has been sneaking his way up the rank to now in 14th. However, the number 43 car of Tommy Martinez almost went into the rear bumper of Matt Orr as they were braking late going down to the back stretch. So turn 11 hairpin, that must have got Matt Orr at least a little bit nervous. I know how he tends to kind of comment on some people's driving habits and not respecting his braking lines. Good thing is, though, is Tommy Martinez was able to steer out of the way and have some exit room in order to save Matt Orr's rear bumper.
Yeah, that's right. And, man, Tommy Martinez all over the back of Matt Orr. And hopefully they can keep it clean here as they're working really hard. And, man, this is the battle for 14th place. If Tommy Martinez can get around him, he's looking to be, pick up another position. But, man, that is a heck of a gaggle.
Matt Orr's pace off Luke Ridgway has gotten a lot lower, or it's gotten further away, because I think Matt Orr is more focused on Tommy Martinez's attacks. They have just been a little rolling of the brakes that allows Tommy to get onto quarter panels or close to the bumper. That's enough to distract the driver to drive defensively.
Yep, and we got a battle for second place as Sebastian Job may have had some issues, and now that's allowed Penderson to catch up a little bit. The gap's down to 0.7 seconds here between these guys. They're heading through the S's right now. And you see the different lines they take through there. This is battle for second place. Sebastian looking good out there. Both BMWs.
Remember, Jesper Peterson gave us a little hint that his front ride height, though it looks like it changed. It looks like the front ride height is now even with the rear, so he might have been duking us here from practice, because now his ride height system is in a lot more aggressive position that would induce more oversteer as the race is going on, is that his front end is is a bit higher than his rear end. So that could exemplify the change. So that guy, he was being tricky with us. I know his race team is pretty confidential on how they do things over there.
Well, that and maybe he found something out during qualifying or picked up a little tip from somebody else. Some last-minute changes could have taken effect there for sure. But that is the battle for second. We'll keep an eye on that as we head back through the field here. Matt Orr, Tommy Martinez, Adam Gosling still trying to battle it out there. Let's see if we got and we got a Mark Hewitt. You know him as wheel damage. He's involved in a gaggle right now. He's right on the back of Vit Salomon. And whoa, he goes to the inside here. Let's see if he can hold it. Going to the end. Is he going to be able to make the pass on the outside? Cutting it close. Oh.
Whoa. Pinched number 66. Pinched number 66 of Vit Salomon. Salomon responding in absolute urgency over Mark Hewitt. Now he's on the inside. Salomon and Hewitt not giving each other much room. They're fighting with teeth, folks, as they're coming around a second gear. Hewitt has a lot of pressure on behind him. There's also Richard A. Goodwin peeking in on the battle that is taking place in front of him.
Yeah, well, Mark Hewitt had positioning there, and the way the turns line up there, he had positioning, so that's the way he was able to get around. So very good driving by Mark to be able to get around there. And, man, the battle continues.
Vit Salomon getting a run on the front straight as Mark Hewitt had to struggle with a little bit of oversteer as they're exiting. Hewitt is now going to have to defend Salomon's draft attack. Will Salomon peek on the inside and brake late? He's going to peel off as soon as Hewitt hits the brakes. As he does, he gets up alongside. Hewitt can't do anything. Salomon now takes back that position.
Oh, and no, and Mark Hewitt into the McLaren.
Yep, that's damage. They touched the wall.
And we'll try to get another look at it here. He gets, oh man, and he tries, and the McLaren just goes a little wide. They touch, and that's all it takes there on turn one to get loose. Oh, unfortunate. Hopefully not too much damage as they get back on the racetrack and try to keep it going. Oh man, that was a heck of a battle early on, but those issues are going to happen. As we got a battle for 5th place with Carl Modig trying to do some work on Darren Seal.
Modig has been doing the same thing to Seal every single lap, and I think Seal has not reacted once to the nonsense that Carl's been putting together. He's going to have to find some other areas to challenge Darren Seal because he hasn't been able to outbrake him through that turn 12. And now Nigel, going hard, spins out with oversteer because he was going side by side with Carl, really running through oversteer like a power slide through those little bits of turns there, the double left-hander.
Yeah, that's right. That is a very tricky part part of the course is it's all got to be set up, and he just goes really wide, tries to set it up, gets loose. Ooh, everyone able to get around, no damage done. Whew, that's a scary moment as Nigel gets back out there. Man, so no harm, no foul, just got a little loose there. So let's see if he can get back up to race pace and challenge.
Carl Modig must be a lot more comfortable now having that of Nigel off his back. Nigel must have passed Mathopoulos at one point to get to Carl, so that's pretty interesting. Now Carl really needs to find something more aggressive to really take Darren Seal off his driving course. Seal has not shown any reaction to Carl Modig's attempts. Seal looks like a very talented driver, and Modig's going to have to find another level to get that overtake taken care of. But it looks like a battle that's going to be legendary over the time of this race.
Yeah, that's right. And just very briefly check back into the battle for second place is Jesper Peterson trying to hold off Sebastian. Oh, so I guess there was a change in the lead. It doesn't matter. It looks like it's going to be going back and forth.
Job.
Yeah.
Peterson opting to take the inside, but Sebastian Job using the draft and throttle acceleration earlier on turn 11. They're both going down turn 12. Peterson has advantage being on the inside. He should pinch closer to Sebastian Job to force him to force the turn opportunity. He does not, so Sebastian Job drives right around him. You got to get tight to a car on the outside like that. Sebastian Job, just battling with oversteer, could not accelerate quick enough as Peterson takes the position back. Okay, Job faster through these double left-handers as they're going through second gear. Peterson has oversteered. Job couldn't take advantage either because he was accelerating late. Peterson, Job, back and forth, both having mistakes all over the place. They're frantically trying to keep control of their car and obviously burning up a lot of heat into those tires. That's going to pay them back in the long run, exposing each other to that kind of battle for so long.
Yeah, that's true. And if you hate to make a mistake when your competitor makes a mistake, you hope to capitalize on that kind of stuff. But looking back through the field, looks like Jimmy Broadbent into, man, these guys are just, it's all gaggles all around, folks. These guys are just battling out here, going through the double left-hander. We got like 4 or 5 cars here within just a second of each other. And it's a battle for 20th place. Jimmy Broadbent running 20th place right now, trying to hold off Callum Knighton. And, man, they're just really going at it here.
Timo Wessendahl, the ninja he is up into 17th position. The guy is sneaking his way up the ranks by driving consistently. And when I'm talking consistently, this guy's just sitting, cooking mid-207s, back and forth, back and forth. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it is. He can get in any car and throw down some good lap times. And look at Matt Orr coming from back way. I don't know where he started, but he started pretty far back, I believe, and now he's up to 13th place. He's looking to get that 10th position, top 10, and maybe even better as he navigates through the S's right now. One of the hardest parts of the track. So pretty impressive on that. But yeah, lots of guys, lots of battling, trying to look for some good battles here. And some people in the pits. We got a battle going on right now with David Stestello and Paul Lundgren for the 40th position here. It's such a huge field. Hey. What do we get?
Carl Modig was able to take over Darren Seal's position in turn 11 before the straight this time. So Modig up to position 5, Darren Seal to position 6. Seal in draft range is going to have to fall in line. Thought about peeking to the inside as they are going down the back stretch around turn 12. Seal now having to attack Modig where he was used to defending before.
Yeah, for sure. And, it looks like you don't want to take any crazy moves there going into some of those hairpins there. You just didn't have quite enough there, but he's going to try to line it up and go for it again as there's a Porsche right behind him looking, a little bit of oversteer there. Is that Nigel? Yeah, Jose Almeida is looking, hopefully these guys, he's hoping these two McLarens start battling so he can get caught up, try to get that 5th position.
Jesper Peterson is not out of the woods against Sebastian Job, fighting amongst the podium for second place. Though Job has gotten pretty smart, he hasn't taken the battle to Peterson. He's waiting for the perfect opportunity to exert more energy out of his car. Peterson's trying to create as much distance as possible, but meanwhile, Martin Kronk in first place is now 9.9 seconds ahead of the second place person, Jesper Peterson. So he's driving at literally a completely different pace than the rest of the field.
Yeah, he's in a league of his own, it looks like, and Yeah, he's just way out ahead, like you said, with that 10-second gap. We don't want to forget about him, but it's not too exciting. We're just thrashing around, putting up some hot laps. So, Martin, good job out there. Keep it going, and we're going to see if we can find any more battles. But like you said, yeah, the battle for second still rages on. And, whoa, Sebastian really getting up close on the bumper there. Some of these hairpins there, it gives you a chance, depending on how good you are on the brakes, to get really caught up here and try to get within the draft distance. And we'll try to see if Sebastian's able to get any type of run going here against Peterson, as they've gone back and forth here throughout this race.
It all really comes down to who can get acceleration out of turn 11. You got to be on the bumper on turn 11, because the generation of draft where it's going to be significant enough to throw you side by side with the other car actually takes place halfway down the straight. And obviously these two cars are braking at about the same power, so it really says to me that Sebastian Job needs to get tight with Peterson, or he's not going to be able to overtake down on turn 12.
Yeah, that's right, and we got a battle going on for 10th position, as Timu, Luke Ridgway, Matt Orr, and Tommy Martinez are all within about a second here. All four of them going at it. Oh my gosh, it's all lined up here, perfect. And Tom Stanley's in there, Adam Gosling. Oh my gosh, folks, this is turning into one heck of a gaggle. Who's going to shoot it down first? I can't imagine it's going to keep going like this, but you never know. Who's going to get the position? You make one mistake, you could lose 3 positions or 4 positions. So, yeah, we're going to keep our eye on the 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 spot. Holy cow, and Timo Westendahl wants to get in some of this action, too. He's trying to catch up to that gaggle.
Matt Orr's car looks rather consistent. It doesn't look like it's experiencing any temperature issues yet. The car holds up to the apex lines pretty well. However, he's been exposing himself to a lot of high-impact racing, battling with the likes of Tommy Martinez, Tom Stanley. Matt Orr now looking down at the bumper of Luke Ridgway, who passes on the underside of Timo Valkyjavari.
Yeah, and that's a position. Let's see if
That is a position.
Timu can hold it there. Because, like I said, you make one mistake and you could lose 3-4 positions. Matt Orr may take a look at it. Through the S's, Matt Orr handles it very good. Right on the back bumper.
Yeah, Timo, get back under control, my friend. Get back onto your line, because you have Matt Orr bearing down on you. And trust me, he's a McLaren specialist. Matt Orr was peaking on the inside, but it's hard to keep that kind of pace on a rear bumper when you're going through such a complex like turn S. Timu just riding the defensive line, but can't do much as Matt Orr dips to the inside. They go side by side. Orr rolling his brakes, takes the position, and still is able to accelerate faster than Timu. Timu now battling with Tommy Martinez. Martinez peeking on the inside, opting to draft behind Timu. Holy cow, that was quick.
Yeah. And you're right about Matt Orr knowing exactly what those McLarens are capable of doing. So he's already done his homework. He doesn't have to do his homework now. And we got another guy trying to pass him
on the inside, unable to get on or to overtake on the opportunity against Timu. But boy, oh boy, Tommy Martinez is not content separating from Matt Orr. He wants a bite of Matt Orr, and he's got to get through Timu to get there.
Yeah, you have to wonder what's happening with Timu here. He's lost quite a few positions with that McLaren. Not sure if he's having some issues in the car or what.
Remember, Matt, the McLarens are a bit underpowered in the beginning or in the early parts of the race. It's not until the late parts of the race do they shine. And if Timu exposed himself to too many battles and has tire heat early on in these cars, then it becomes a mess. And it can also just be that he is out of his driving line. He's been shooken up. There's a lot of adrenaline for these drivers, and it could be just that too, that he's just making just too many driver mistakes because of the overtake, shooking him up.
Yeah, that's true. As maybe they didn't expect this type of close racing here. We're quite a ways into this already, as they've already ran 13, 14 laps here. As they're heading down turn 1 again. All these cars lined up, looking good out there. And just some great battling going on. Guys are able to keep it clean, but yeah, you have to wonder if driver fatigue or driver nerves and if they're sweaty palms has to do anything with it. I know I'd be shaking because it's pretty wild racing out there, especially with a track like this. Is so technical. As we see Timu really struggling through those S's, not taking the right line some point, getting off track, hitting a little bit too much bumper.
Well, the problem is that Tommy Martinez, when he sees Timo have issues in the S's, it slows him up because he has to hit the brakes. Problem is that Tom Stanley's bearing down the inside, so there's some urgency as Tom Stanley almost goes into the rear bumper of Tommy Martinez. Tommy Martinez needs to get out of Timo, get past Timo, and start getting back up to pace, or he could lose it to Tom Stanley.
Well, that's the thing, you know, you got so much pressure trying, you know, if you don't pass the guy in front of you, you could get passed. And, yeah, Tom Stanley was thinking about it right there as their braking points were a lot different. Look at Tommy going for the defensive move here, looking to go inside, just trying to hold off Tom.
Yeah, these cars are really settling in now. It's quite interesting. Timo in 15th. That's 2 spots gained since we last checked in on him.
Yeah, and we got Richard A. Goodwin and Rob Streeterman's battling for 26th place. He's right on the back of him. They were battling it back and forth, and Andy Dalton's right in front of him. And we all know Andy Dalton. And Rob Streetman's looks to back off a little bit, trying to set up this hairpin here as we got somebody off. That's Jack Barnes, went real wide into that hairpin. This may give Andy Dalton a chance to catch up.
Rasmussen, after taking a long pit to get his car repaired, is sitting in 23rd, so the damage is not that bad off. He's only a minute behind the leader. If he's running fast laps, he can at least bite back into some of these other cars. It looks like he's got his car back under control too, Matt.
Yeah, that's true. And also who had issues earlier was Mark Hewitt, but he's back out there running 28th position, not too much damage, so good for him getting back on out there. And you never know, with a lot of these guys battling it out, it might be easy to get caught up if you're just kind of out there by yourself. You know, it's just you versus the track. Just do the best you can and just let the chips fall how they will.
Whoa. Jesper Peterson getting challenged by James Stevenson. Stevenson side by side with Peterson. Peterson on the outside. They touch. Peterson tried to force him to give him more room down the back stretch as they're on their way down to turn 12. He did that successfully. Stevenson gives way because they were bumping. They literally bumped next to each other. Peterson on the outside. Stevenson braking late, was able to overtake Peterson. Peterson throttling back on the inside, trying to get a quarter bumper on Stevenson, but unable to do so. So now Peterson has to roll through this gas, the turning complex here, and brake late into the second gear turn here. He gets on the inside and gets a bumper. He's going to around.
He's going to spin him around there. Oh, unfortunate.
That's a frustration act right there by Peterson.
Yeah, you have to wonder.
Showing up like that.
Yeah, you have to wonder. As we saw, there was a little damage done after that little bumping on the straightaway, and yikes. Not fun to see that, but yeah, Penderson really taking it to him there as he spins him around. What can you do? I mean, that's racing, I guess.
Darren Seal passed up Carl Modig, so now Darren Seal's in 4th place, Darren and Carl Modig in 5th.
Holy crap!
That battle between the two McLarens.
Yeah, we caught a little bit of the end of that. Is some goings-ons here as Matt Orr gets around Timu. There was some other stuff going on with Tom Stanley. As Tom Stanley's going to the inside of Timu, takes it. That's an overtake, folks, and he's going to lose 2 positions. It looks like Timu is Tommy Martinez gets around him here. Man, Timu must be having some issues with that McLaren. He's losing. He just lost 3 spots. As Adam Gosling gets around him too.
Tommy Martinez needs to get separation from Timo while Timo is holding him back up. So I guarantee you that he's having either his setup is culprit over the long distances race, and it will either get fast once the gas turns down, or he exposed his tires to too much heat and it's turning into jello. But nonetheless, it was very good driving for Tommy Martinez to get past Timo as fast as possible and protect his positioning in this race. And now he can conserve his car.
Yeah, that's true. And we saw one guy going into the pits with those issues after he got spinned around. He was in 2nd place, as that's James Stevenson coming out of the pits now. So I bet he just went to go see and how much damage he actually had. Maybe top off some fuel. We're pretty far into this race. Maybe they are getting a little low on fuel. I doubt it. But, yeah, he probably just went in, got everything checked out. But he's back out there racing number 27th. Unfortunate, man, because he was battling out for 2nd. Take a look at Andy Dalton. Sim Racing Dalton right there. Andy Dalton running 24th place, working on the 81 car, a Barnes there. And Sean Vandekamp is in the pit stall, looks like. Let's take a look-see. Yep, Sean Vandekamp in the pits. Something must not be working out there. Man, and Matt Orr, Luke Ridgway still battling out with Tom Stanley.
Peterson's around. He got loose. He's around trying to put his car back together on the last turn before the front stretch. He stays out of the pits and is going down the front stretch right now.
Yeah, a little bit over
position.
Yep, a little bit oversteer there. We see it on the replay. No damage done. He's going to keep it going. And now Darren Seal. Darren Seal sees that in his F3 box, so he's going to try to put some good lap times together here. But he's still trying to battle off Carl Modig.
Yeah, it's very critical if Darren Seal wants to get up in higher than the podium spot of 2. He needs to get distance from Carl. Carl is really taking it to Darren, and it's going to impact their cars. The idea of the McLaren is you conserve, and you conserve until late parts of the race when this car is its fastest, when it shows its most light. Unfortunately, Carl's not letting Darren do that, and so they're exposing a lot of elements to their cars.
Whoa, and we got some contact. On turn 1, we got a guy spinned around. Hopefully everyone can get through safe. Michael Rasmussen maybe into the back of someone there. Oh my gosh. Issues on turn 1. Oh no, hopefully Rasmussen was able to keep out of the trouble there. As there was a car turned around on turn 1 and the guys had to navigate through it.
Matt Orr under pressure by Tom Stanley. Stanley dipping on the inside of Matt Orr as they're going to turn 11, hairpin down the back stretch. Tom Stanley drag racing past Matt Orr, was able to throttle through in a flash of brilliance. Tommy Martinez trying to attack. Matt Orr defensively gets in the way of Tommy Martinez. Martinez now using the draft of Louise, Tom Stanley. Matt Orr staying on the inside is able to take both positions back. So Matt Orr got overtaken by Tom Stanley, and Matt Orr was able to get it back in the distance of the straight between turn 11 and turn 12.
Yeah, amazing battle there, and we're just on board with Tommy Martinez, and you can tell this guy's been battling this entire race. I can barely see through his windshield as all the rubber and dirt and grime has been flying up on there, really making it dirty. But holy cow, yeah, this battle's been raging on the entire time almost. Good job for these guys to be able to keep it clean. Good racecraft I see a lot, and just a good fun all around. And Timo Westendal running out by himself, running 14th place. He knows what's going on up ahead, and if they keep battling, he's going to be caught right up there, and he's going to become part of some of that battle. And so keep an eye on that.
Matt Orr did a textbook move to prevent Tommy Martinez taking advantage of the overtake that Tom Stanley did on him, and that was by making sure that he forced his car in front of him. So it's not about playing nice, it's not about being robots driving your line, it's about literally using your car to manipulate how other drivers are going to drive, and hopefully they hit the brakes and forces them back. That move single-handedly made it a very confusing situation for Tom Stanley, because then Tommy Martinez stuck behind Tom Stanley, and meanwhile, it gave the position for Matt Orr just to sit on the inside, brake late, and get the position back, because there was nothing Martinez or Stanley could do.
Yeah, that's right, and yep, that's right, and that's what I always say about these 90-minute races compared to hot lapping and stuff. It's not about your hot laps; it's about racecraft and defending your position and knowing what to do in certain situations, and just really being able to do your thing out there. And we've seen some of these guys are really good at it, others not so much.
Oh, and here we go. Tom Stanley looked to the inside of Matt Orr, but had to fall back in line. Orr's back under, he's back on his race line, his developed line. Looks like he's going through the rhythms, and it's getting some distance from Stanley. He's calmed down, and now the speed's really showing through as he's trying to get after Luke Ridgway. It would be optimal for Matt Orr to get around Luke Ridgway, because it's been that Matt Orr's been pretty quick in comparison to Luke Ridgway. However, he's been having to fend off the likes of Tom Stanley and Tommy Martinez. So if Matt Orr could get around Luke Ridgway, I think it would create some distance, and he would be able to settle in for the length of the race.
Yeah, for sure. And I wasn't too sure. I don't know if you can get a better look at the front of Matt Orr's car, but is he suffering any aero damage? Did he get into something there? May just be the paint job. Matt Orr.
No, Matt Orr's car looks like it's spit and span. I don't see any issues with it, Matt.
Tan 4. And Michael Rasmussen's involved in a pretty good battle here with Benjamin Gregory, Callum Knighton, and Conrad McCall. They got a four thing battle. What do we got?
Little premature. Matt Orr peeked on the inside of Luke Ridgway's quarter panel as they're on their way into the S's. Orr's taking it to Ridgway, but it looks like Ridgway was able to get some distance. He's really quick through the S's.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the big parts was we saw Timu struggle with the S's, and that didn't do him any good.
Meanwhile, Timo is up to 14th. Dark horse.
And Tony McCullum, you know him as Tone the Moan, up to 30th position there, running his line, not letting anything bother him, and you never know, it could be a dark horse. We got some people pitting already. Stratemans is in the pits, as we see Daniel Martin and Sembalowski heading into turn one. Sembalowski, very respectful driving there, gives it to him as he kind of realized he was bombing it in there. Good to Sem there to hold off, let Daniel through. Yeah, the battle continues with Tommy Martinez and Tom Stanley going 2x2. Oh, he tried the old in and out. Not going to work as Tom Stanley takes the position. That's 10th place now, and that gives Matt Orr a little bit of breathing room as he can work on Luke Ridgway. Just following on the gearbox of one Luke Ridgway, number 80 car from TeamPitlanes.com, as we see Matt Orr barreling down on him. Just we could just go through the field at this point. Remember our leader, Martin, number 89 car, finishing up his, he's on his 19th lap here. We got a guy pitting. Jesper Penderson, number 777 car, running second place right now. Had some issues early on. Turned the guy around, but he's keeping it out there. Number 3, third position, number 28 car, Carl Modig. Darren Seal, 4th. Jose Almeida, 5th position. Alex Gillian, 6th position. Luke Ridgway, 7th. He's trying to battle it out with Matt Orr in that 8th position. Tom Stanley, close, 9th position, rounding out your top 10. Tommy Martinez. Timu back in 11th place, trying to get that McLaren under control, but he could have some more issues. And Jimmy Broadbent is into the pits. Maybe a splash and go, not sure exactly. It doesn't look like he's got any issues there. So he's just going to fill up and head back on out.
Yep, that's definitely what it is. It's a half. He's running a half fuel load strategy, so half in now, half out. That way he could keep a pace strong through the entirety of the race. He did mention that he was a bit slow on the pace, so by having less fuel than the other guys who are doing the full load, it's a big difference. But it looked like he did have some repair on his rear end, so that played an impact too.
Right, and Cam Stark is out there running 14th position, although he's got some damage. He must have been involved in a little something. But he's trying to keep it clean out there right now. He's riding that number 24 car with for Riot Box Lunchbox Racing. And as we see a bunch of guys like Michael Rasmussen heading into the turn there. Holy cow, he's side by side with Benjamin Gregory. Takes it to the outside. Is he going to be able to close the door? He's got positioning on the double left-hander. Yeah. Let's see what he does.
Rasmussen was able to force the 21 car of Benjamin Gregory into an unfair area outside his line, so Rasmussen would able to protect his line and still keep speed through those complex turns. That's how he got in front of Benjamin Gregory. Now Gregory is trying to respond as fast as he can, but mind you, Rasmussen came all the way back from 23rd place after exiting the pits and now is up in 18th. Rasmussen
pitting. It's not a bad idea to do what he's doing right now if he needs to be able to pit, to not get in trouble with those guys as far as, you know, getting somebody right up behind him. So he's going to elect to go into the pits.
It's interesting that he chose to battle the guy knowing that he was going to be in the pits.
Well, that's Michael. He'll battle you coming out of the pit lane. And we take a look at Ryan Littlemore running 25th position after he failed to get a qualifying score out there. So able to work his way through the field. Mark
Tony McCollum putting a 1-2 on Pete Bevan. Pete Bevan is trying to defend McCollum as McCollum did a flying Scotsman onto the front stretch. McCollum weaving inside, outside, just trying to distract Bevan as they're going through turn 1.
Hold on, we're going to get a look at that as Tony McCollum finishing up one of his laps here. We'll see what he does here as he does perform a beautiful flying Scotsman there, trying to put some pressure on him. Let's see how he did this. Yep.
Oh, and he cuts through the S's. He just cut through the S's. He's going completely all out against Pete Bevan. Bevan must be scared because it looks like a lunatic's behind the wheel of that black Porsche.
Yeah, let's take a look at that as Tony McCollum's pulling out all the stops, and he may have just gotten loose. Yeah, he was late on the brakes there.
Go, go, go.
Charge! As Tony's wanting to get ahead there. He's running 27th place, so looking good out there. And the battle continues with Tom Stanley, Matt Orr, and Tommy Martinez. Man, these guys have been riding close the whole time, and we can tell just by their windshield is getting really dirty. Some of these guys may just want to pit just for that. And Ryan Littlemore must have passed Nigel because he's running 24th.
Malone, Martin Kronk has recorded last lap a 205.437. Been consistently hitting 205 since lap 16. So this guy is literally like lights out.
And Gillian into the pits with that Porsche. That'll put Timo Wessendahl in 11th position after starting way in the back. So good job on him, number 9, GripTV Racing, running 11th place.
Hey, remember my prediction that I posted earlier in practice? I said look for Timo to sneak his way into the top 8. I'm putting that out there.
Hey, you never know. But don't forget about Jimmy Broadbent and Michael Rasmussen. They're running 33rd and 32nd respectively, and they're just trying to get back up. I know Michael and Jimmy have already pitted. It shows that they're one lap down, but don't worry because after the pit, see now we get a lot more pits going in here. Ryan Littlemore, Macau, and Gregory into the pits. So this is going to get this is the fun part of the race when everything's getting shuffled around. People aren't really sure who they're racing. You just got to keep it together. And so that's a lot of fun. Still 43 cars out there running. 43 cars able to keep it going out there. And we got Mark Hewitt and David Sestella battling it out for 34th place. Looks like Mark Hewitt took the position there after he's fresh out of the pits. So good on him. And Tony McCollum's heading into the pits, and so is Asawu, as they're getting fueled up and maybe some new tires on there. Not sure, but yeah, that was a pretty good move by Mark Hewitt as they're heading in turn 1. That's 31st position right there.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of people have been doing a pretty predictable lap pit strategy.
Yep, and the battle continues for 5th place with Rook Ridgway, Tom Stanley, Tommy, and Matt Orr. I mean, I almost don't want to look away, but we got to... Oh! Tom Stanley getting incredibly loose there. Holy cow.
Whoa,
and he's
Matt
just going
Orr
to...
on the inside.
Oh, and Matt Orr on the inside. Tom Stanley
Tommy
just going to
Martinez.
take it into the pits.
Matt Orr had to fend off Tommy Martinez by getting onto the inside and pushing him outside of the optimal line for that turn down the straight. Now Tommy Martinez looking to the inside but fakes it out. He goes super wide so that he can throttle through turn 1 now, though he has to be careful of the McLaren behind him who could impact his throttle through as they're both hitting the S's. Matt Orr able to fend off another attack by Tommy Martinez.
Yeah, that's right, and like I said, this battle's been going on almost the entire time, and they've been able to sneak in and out there, shuffle around positions. I wonder if this whole group is going to start pitting here. We saw the one guy go in after his little oversteer issue. It's almost a good idea just to get it on in, but yeah, we're going to see how this plays out. Man, and look at those cars. They're all dirtied up, racing hard. The windshields they got to get those the tear-offs going here. Holy cow, you can even see it from TV2 view, how dirty that windshield is. Look at this view that Matt Orr has. How the heck can he see anything? And they're still battling it out close. So we'll see if these guys come around to the pits. Let's take a look at some other battles. Alex Gillian and Nigel Marneef battling it out. They're going through the S's right now. This is a Porsche versus McLaren right here, folks. This is what you wanted to see. Multi-car, single-class racing right here in iRacing. As Alex Gillian doing everything he can to keep that bright orange and yellow McLaren off of him. That's got to be an eyesore in the rearview mirror.
You would have to think that Matt Orr is a little frustrated that he hasn't been able to capitalize on Luke Ridgway, though I know Orr exemplifies patience. Luke Ridgway has been able to fend off Orr really hasn't been able to put together a 1-2 punch combination that's going to take care of Ridgway. I'm wondering if Orr has what it takes to take over Ridgway's position, especially now it's because it's the battle between 6th and 5th. Ridgway into the pits, or...
Yeah, he's going to follow.
No, he's in. Yep.
Wow, he followed him on in there. Who stayed out? Did Adams in there too? But Timu and Luke Ridgway, or no, Timu and Darren
Tommy
Seal
Martinez
stayed
out.
So interesting. And Timo Wessendahl still did he pit already? But he's up to 5th position. I think he'll be coming into the pits soon.
Yep.
But, hey, you get out there as early as you can. You can, supposedly, theoretically, you should be able to run faster laps on a lower fuel. So he can put it together here. Most of the race he's just been riding by himself. So, keeping it clean, that's what you got to do. So very interesting. We're going to keep your eye on Timo. You never know. And Carl Modig and Jesper Peterson. You remember Jesper Peterson having those issues early on. Getting turned around there, but he's back in the top 10 now. I'm sure he's got enough fuel to go a little bit longer, so he's working on Carl Modig. And he's going to take it. Nope, they're going through the S's. He's trying to look for any way possible to get around. Is he going to get into the pits or into the throttle early enough? Heading around to the left-hander, really cutting the corner there. And he's got positioning here. He may take it. Oh, he's hard on the brakes. Giving room. Very nice. Looks like he's going to be able to get on the throttle. But now, Carl Modig has positioning on the next turn. Nope, the next turn's a left-hander. So, Jesper Peterson may take it here. They're side by side, folks.
Jesper Peterson needs to be tight to Carl Modig in order to make sure that he gets apex. Carl Modig could drive around Peterson in this instance because Peterson's giving him way too much room. That's Minnesota nice right there, kind of driving.
Yeah. Well, you got to be careful on net code.
Peterson, though, taking advantage of the outside, isn't able to hold throttle, oversteer. There goes Carl Modig around Peterson. Peterson's looking for a little bit more of a long-term lap, as Carl Modig, I still think, needs to pit.
Yeah, you never know. We might see some pit stalls. Let's take a look at pit lane right now. As pit lane is completely empty right now. Nobody in pit lane. So I'm sure we'll see some people heading on in there soon.
Peterson, I don't think has much concerns because it comes back to one of my theories of the race, the on-off switch. And right now, Peterson needs to exemplify more of just racing his line and less of battling because it's only going to do more damage to him than it is worth trying to overtake Carl Modig at this time.
Yep, and they're heading into turn 1. Let's see how they navigate it. Jesper Peterson with that real wide entrance, and he goes to the inside. He sets it up perfect. Let's see if they can get through the S's. How's it going to be? They're 2x2. It's hard to go 2x2 into these S's, folks. Watch out for those bumpers. Carl Modig doing everything he can to try to hold off Peterson for that beloved 7th position.
Modig really taking it to Peterson. I mean, that's what the McLaren is for, is these late lap battles where they just literally run fast as laps as they can while they're extending their fuel load. Those gas tanks are huge in those cars, and right now, because it can fuel so much, the car is starting to really balance out and become fast. So this is the times where these McLarens should be flying high. So that's why he wants to really take it to Jesper. Jesper should just let him go and wait for him to pit because he's already in a position that's going to allow him to be ahead of Carl as soon as Carl puts it into the pits.
Whoa, and Andy Dalton and Mark Hewitt battling it out, going 2x2 into turn 1. Let's see how this filters out as Andy takes the inside. Mark Hewitt going to give him enough room. Oh, yeah, plenty of room given as Andy Dalton get on the throttle. Let's see how this plays out. I know Mark Hewitt may have just a little bit of damage up front. Looks like they're just going at it here, folks. It's fun to see here. Both these guys can be found on Twitch. And Sim Racing Dalton and Wheel Damage right here going at it, folks, for the 25th and 26th position.
Ironic for the 28th and 29th on my board, Malone.
That's a Big 10-4. I'd trust my overlay over whatever you're looking at. As the big thanks to Timo Westendal, Super Diamira, for putting together this outstanding overlay, and I believe it's working. Yeah, because my overlay is perfect. It does it as if someone passes it, it updates automatically. You got to wait till they cross the start-finish line to get it updated. Mandy Dalton doing everything he can, trying to make another run on Mark Hewitt. And guess who's just above them? It's Jimmy Broadbent, the Stinging Bee, Jimmy_BE to see his in-car cam. And he's running 24th position, trying to make some work here. And we got a bunch of people all spread out. Timo Westendal into the pits. Finally, Timo pits. And he's in there with Knighton as well. So now it's kind of died down a little bit with Matt Orr, and some of those guys were battling it out after a pit stop. It kind of spread them out just a little bit.
Timo, exiting the pits here still could be top 5, maybe top 10 at least. That was a quick pit for Timo. He was a big winner there.
Well, you never know. There's only 35 minutes left to go in this 90-minute endurance race, and Timo Westendal out of the pits, running 17th position right now.
Oh. Yeah, never mind. I'll leave the positioning to you, Matt.
That's a Big 10-4. And as they're heading through the S's, Timo just kind of out there all by himself most of the race here, putting together some good laps. And it looks like Andy Dalton did get around Mark Hewitt at some point. So Andy Dalton up to the 24th position. Jimmy Broadbent still running 23rd. We have a new leader due to some pit stops. Darren Seal, he's heading into the pits right now.
Matt Orr got in front of Luke Ridgway. Luke Ridgway and Matt Orr went to the pits in the same time with Tom Stanley. And now it's shuffled. Matt Orr in front of Luke Ridgway in front of Tom Stanley. Now Matt Orr can really focus on getting some distance.
Yeah, that's right, and it's amazing, even after some pit stops and stuff, these guys are still battling it out with Luke Ridgway and Tom Stanley. These guys have been going at it for the entire race as we see more and more people heading into the pit stall. I believe it's be only one scheduled pit, anyway, for these guys during a 90-minute race, so it's really important to be able to get in, keep it under the pit lane mile-per-hour limit, and get on out of there quickly as we see some guys in there now. Some McLarens, some BMWs, some Porsches all in there. We're taking a look at turn 1 as they're filtering on in. Man, there's just so much to look at. I don't know where to go.
Well, Martin Kronk now in second place, my board says, to Darren Seal. So Seal's going to get at least a lap in first place. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, good job for him. He led one lap. Otherwise, it's been the Martin show here. He's putting on a clinic, folks. He's led pretty much all the laps here. 25 laps led. Whoa! He almost gets into some lap traffic there. That could have been an issue. And Timu with that McLaren, we know the McLarens are able to hold the most fuel, so he's out there, probably hasn't pitted yet, I don't believe, with Ridebox Lunchbox Racing, number 20 car, Timu, who we did see have some issues early on. And whoa, we got some more issues as Almeida turns it around there. Let's try to take a look at it. And he almost got into James Stevenson there. That could have been some bad stuff. They're heading through the S's. Let's see what happened that leads up to this little spin out here. And Stevenson right behind him. Whoa, and they almost did make contact. Great job by Jose Almeida to be able to keep that thing off the wall. He experienced some oversteer there. Holy cow, that was a scary moment. But Jose...
Modig went super late into turn 12, allowing Peterson by him. Modig was battling, I think, Darren Seal. Darren Seal didn't have anything of it. Carl Modig had to go way off in the overshoot area of the tarmac to slow his car down.
Holy cow, and I'd say that'd be a classic dive bomb. It wasn't, the brakes weren't judged properly. Maybe he had something stuck under the pedal there. But yeah, you're right. He went way deep. Good thing there was a good runoff there, and he was able to get it back on there. No harm, no foul, I guess. But whoa, that was wild stuff. Man, they're still battling it out.
Rasmussen just got the nose of the number 66 car of Vit Solomon. Solomon throttled through that of Michael Rasmussen. Michael Rasmussen got around, was able to hold it. Now is impacting Timo's race. Timo giving him space. Wow. And looks like Rasmussen's trying to charge on Vit Solomon and attack back.
Yeah, holy cow. He could have spun that thing all the way around. Great job by Rasmussen to keep that thing under control. Hopefully he didn't suffer too much damage. And you're right, Timo Westendal right behind him there. Some friendly drivers here.
Did a semi Stephen Donnelly.
And, yeah, they're battling it out. When was the last time you saw Timo Westendal and Michael Rasmussen battling it out here? We got Vit Salomon, though. I don't know if Vit Salomon knows who Michael Rasmussen is, but if I was Vit, I'd just pull over.
Watch Rasmussen peel on the inside as soon as brakes.
Ooh.
Solomon does a defensive move. Just
Nice
to make
job,
sure
Salomon.
Rasmussen. Rasmussen was a little early on when you're supposed to dive in. As soon as you see the brake lights, that's when you peel to the inside, because you can switch lanes faster than a brake. Brakes can slow the car down, and that's how you force the inside. Rasmussen taking a little early gave Vit Salomon the opportunity to defend that by also turning in with him and blocking his nose.
Yep, that's right. And, yeah, this is just the battle continues. It just keeps raging on here.
Rasmussen enraged by that because it would put him out of control, because I'm sure he locked his brakes up, is now side by side on the outside, using the turn to accelerate now. He's going to get a run on him. Solomon now being a little reckless as far as how his driving is going, is a bit out of control. Rasmussen's really being polite as far as hitting his brakes. He had the run. Rasmussen's now going to really sting. Those Rasmussen should be tight on Solomon's car, is not. Does he have the braking power to overbrake him? He does. Solomon now trying to throttle through. Rasmussen uses his rear end to block him. Solomon back on the inside. Solomon, does he give him room for Rasmussen? Rasmussen has it. Rasmussen now has it. Is on the inside. Brake late, Rasmussen, and you got this.
Oh, to the inside.
Right,
Yep, he got it. Closed the door. That's an overtake. 16th place now for Michael Rasmussen as we keep it going here, folks.
Rasmussen, that's when you have to be a little selfish. If you're playing with a guy that's being aggressive like that, you might as well sting him with the same kind of poison. Did that even make sense?
Oh, it made perfect sense, Judson, as everything you say is gold. And as we see Michael Rasmussen trying to hold on to that 16th position. And they're coming around right now. They're going to be completing their 28th lap right here with 28 minutes left to go for the RyanL83 Invitational right here on GripTV. I'm joined in with Judson Kane. Great to have you with you. We got a bunch of people watching live right here on Twitch, and it's great to see everyone in there. And if you're new to the channel, you better hit that follow button, because you're never going to want to miss one more lap, as we have all the crazy iRacing live action right here. You don't want to miss anything.
Nigel Marneef really getting a nice run out of turn 11 against Alex Gillian. Difference between a McLaren and the rough. Nigel hopefully using some draft to get it tight. Can he overtake down turn 12 down the long straight? It seems like it's a popular area for people to at least attempt an overtake.
Yeah, you know, we've seen it before where guys will try to see. This is what I would do if I was Nigel, how he's tried to set it up there to go real wide. But we've seen guys go to the inside and lose all their braking and have to really push it out. So good thing that he was able to keep it good there.
Nigel faked Alex Gillian, so Alex Gillian kind of twitched himself to the inside, so that way Nigel could go a full turn through there, just throw full apex, which means he could throttle earlier.
Yep, and Richard A. Goodwin going to the inside of Benjamin Gregory, and he's going to take that spot, maybe, as whoa! We got a guy going really deep there, so that's another overtake there, and Timo Westendal battling it out. He's trying to catch up with Vit Salomon. Man, lots of stuff going on, trying to catch it all for you folks right here. And
the real question that I have is Darren Seal and Carl Modig, did both those McLarens already pit? Because they're suddenly second and fourth place with Jesper Peterson in third place. What am I missing here?
I believe they probably haven't pitted yet. Yeah, it's like a 4-5-way battle here with Benjamin Gregory, Conrad McCow, Richard A. Goodwin, and Jimmy Broadbent's trying to get caught up to him as they're heading into turn 1, completing out their 29th lap. Heading through turn 1. Exciting stuff going on. We've seen some fireworks in turn 1, but not as much as I would have expected, as they were able to keep it all clean. Tend to get a lot of oversteer there through turn 1 if you're on the throttle too early. And most of these guys have been able to keep it pretty clean. It shows the discipline. And with these long 90-minute races, it definitely... Oh, Richard A. Goodwin just thrashing it around out there in that McLaren. Man, that thing's cool to see out there. Whoa, and he gets super loose this time. Spins it all the way around. Holy cow, was able to avoid contact. A GripTV member gets on through safely. Holy cow, Richard. From teamPitlanes.com and that number 52 McLaren. He better cool down them tires a little bit, as he's looking to get passed by Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton out there, and you see Richard still having issues. He's got to cool them tires down. Andy Dalton running 24th place out there with the BMW, looking really good. He's looking to make a run on Richard A. Goodwin. And a battle here with Benjamin Gregory and Conrad Macau as they're going 2x2. Whoa! And they get into each other. Beamer into the McLaren. Conrad Macau not giving them too much room there, as they continue to battle it out here.
Ooh, Mark Hewitt almost taking a bite out of Richard A. or out of and who is that?
Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton's in the yellow car. You know him as Sim Racing Dalton. Yeah, Mark Hewitt, you know him as Wheel Damage. He's trying to make a run on Andy Dalton, and Richard A. Goodwin just up there too. So, holy cow, folks. We're going to be seeing some fireworks. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars all battling it out here in mid-pack.
Wheel Damage faking the in-out on Andy Dalton. Andy Dalton doesn't even flinch.
That's a signature move by Wheel Damage there. It does work a lot of times, playing some mind games out there.
Forza.
It didn't work for Andy Dalton. Hey, I use that move too. It tends to work sometimes if you get someone thinking just a little bit, and they can miss their breaking point. As yeah, it didn't work for Andy. Andy's a seasoned veteran pro on iRacing. And these guys are still going at it. It's a lot of fun to see.
Oh boy.
Whoa, and Jack Barnes and Dean Prescott almost got into each other. No, that's some lap traffic. Barnes trying to, and then Michael Tater's into the pits, as we see. And because we're super selfish here, we're going to take a look at some of the GripTV members here. That's Sean Vandekamp here, Fuzzy Falcon. He's running 33rd place. Let's take a look. Tony McCollum looks like he had to retire. Maybe too many Flying Scotsmans led him to the pits there. But yep, we got Jimmy Broadbent out there running 22nd place. Good to see him still running. Timo Westendal, 18th position. Michael Rasmussen, 16th position. He had his issues early on, but folks, he's charging back. So good to see him on out there.
Nigel Marneef really taking the battle to Alex Gillian. Marneef and Gillen been battling for quite some time. Marneef really fighting hard with that McLaren. Though I haven't seen much of Alex Gillen yet this race, it looks like he's been able to fend off Marneef's attempts.
Yeah, heading through the S's, I know it'd be a story of the race so far and how these guys be able to handle it with the different cars and different setups and stuff. And man, we've seen a lot of different lines being taken through there. You know, whoa, and as we see that guy going really loose there. Trying to get out of the way. That's some lap traffic, trying to let Alex on through and Nigel on through. So get those guys through cleanly.
Matador getting a lot of draft from Timu. Timu might be running a higher downforce package, which disrupts a lot of air for Orr to take advantage of. They're falling in line through turn 12 beautifully. Tom Stanley, Cam Stark, Luke Ridgway. Tom Stanley and Luke Ridgway have been, at war amongst Matt Orr for quite some time. But as you can see, now that Orr's passed, Luke Ridgway has gotten quite a bit of distance of 3 seconds.
Well, yeah,
Tom
and that's
Stanley.
yeah, and that's
battles hard.
that's what we were saying. If Matt Orr could just get above that one guy and maybe try to create a gap, and it seems like that's what happened. But that's Timu, the number 20 car, running 9th position. I don't think he's pitted yet. I don't know.
It's hard
So
to tell.
yeah, that'll be
point.
interesting. We got 20 minutes left, folks. He must have pitted by now. There's no way he can go full, because we're at least an hour into this thing. Yeah, we're 70 minutes into the race. So Timu must have been able to put together some pretty good laps to be able to stay in 9th place. And Matt Orr's working on him right now.
There's 1 second in between Jesper Peterson in 2nd place, Carl Modig in 3rd, and Darren Seal in 4th. That familiar battle, 2 of them are McLaren. So was that in the nation that predicted a 3 McLaren finish? We could see 2 on podium.
Yeah, that's right. And, we haven't talked about him too much recently, but Martin Kronk is our leader right now, number 89 car, as he's heading to turn 1 right now. But, yeah, you're right. Jesper Peterson, Carl Modig, and Darren Seal are battling it out. Now they're only within about a second of each other. And, yeah, we can see some fireworks here at the end. As you're right, 2 McLarens battling it out for the top positions here for podiums. So that's great to see. We've seen guys battling it out this whole time. Sometimes with these 90-minute races, people can get way spread out. But I think a track like Circuit of the Americas with the hard braking points and the S's, it really closes the gaps, increases gaps, really gets these guys bunched up, if you know what I mean. So it's a good track for that, at least. And with the extra draft you get with some of these longer straightaways. So you're in for a treat, everybody, as Alex Gillian trying to hold off Nigel. Nigel really holding a lot of that curbage there. Alex Gillian going for position, trying to defend. Coming into the last turn here of the lap. Can Alex Gillian hold off one Nigel, number 69 car, running? They're both independent drivers out here. They're all out there by themselves, trying to do everything they can, trying to prove themselves right here. And can they do it as they head into turn 1? Nigel looking to the inside. Nope, backs off a little bit. He's going to try to use as much track as possible, trying to set up this turn. I don't think he wanted to try to go to the outside there. As Alex Gillian, that's how you do it, folks. That was a great play by Alex. You defend for the inside, and then you don't give him the inside. Because sometimes if you take the inside, you end up fanning it way out. It looks like Nigel went for the old in and out, but it didn't work this time. And they're coming up to some lap traffic. Is he going to be able to get out of the way? It looks like he lets him on by. So good on him there. Man, the competition's been mighty cordial today, wouldn't you say?
Somewhat cordial. We saw some guys power through each other. We saw a 2nd and 3rd place car battle like that. I think that was Jesper and I forget the other guy's name. So it's a mixture.
Yeah, Jimmy Broadbent into the pits again as we see Richard A. Goodwin, Andy Dalton, and Mark Hewitt still battling it out here. Wonder what happened to Jimmy. Take a quick look. Maybe a splash and go, not sure. And Timo Westendal looking to battle against Callum Knighton, trying to hold it off here. How's this going to play out? Oh, we got to go back to Luke Ridgway and Cam Stark. Cam Stark, Luke Ridgway, Tom Stanley battling it out here. 2 BMWs, 3 BMWs right in a row there. Oh, man, they're going 2 by 2. Let's see how they filter out through this double left-hander as Cam Stark goes to the inside. He's looking to pick up position. They touch. They touch on the left-hander. Oh, my gosh, Cam Stark gets an overtake there. Holy cow, great close racing here. But Tom Stanley's not done. He's going to try to set up this double right-hander, triple right-hander. Heck, I don't know how to navigate it. As Tom Stanley's looking and say, hey, wait a minute. I was battling Luke Ridgway. Now I'm battling Cam Stark. And this definitely gives Matt Orr some major breathing room. As Tom Stanley having some issues with the off-planeters. Cam Stark, though, great move. I'd have to say that was wild stuff there. He just snuck in right in there. So, you know, that's the thing about battling with guys. You can't be battling too much when you got people in your rearview mirror as they navigate through turn one. Cam Stark all filtering in there. So good job by Cam. Right box, lunchbox racing. He's trying to hold off Tom Stanley. Tom Stanley's still trying to get back in position there. Holy cow, folks.
Man, as the time is winding down, Matt, it's where I'm most intrigued is that Carl Modig, position 3, versus Jesper Peterson of P2 within a second. Peterson battling with the car. He kind of alluded to us that he was struggling with the BMW a bit. Carl Modig in this McLaren where it's going to start to shine. I'm wondering if Modig can live up to the occasion and pass Jesper Peterson, or if Peterson's going to be able to fend him off. I think this is going to be a battle that's going to really come down to the last few laps, because now it's the testing of the wits, the endurance, the strength of these drivers as the laps are winding down.
Yeah, that's true, and this is this is a good test, like you said, for the new build, the new the new content here with the BMWs, the new updates made to the McLaren. They've never been tested this much yet, I would imagine, on a public server anyway. So this is one of the first endurance races we've seen with the new content, and how are the tires going to hold up? How are the drivers going to hold up? It's yet to be seen here, as we only got 14 minutes left to go here. And holy crap, Matt Orr is up to the 10th position. Just saw that on the ticker. Cam Stark 12th, Luke Ridgway 11th, and Michael Rasmussen up to the 16th position, running out by himself. But yeah, you're right. I think we're going to see some fireworks here for the second position with Jesper Peterson, Carl Modig, and Darren Seal. As we see two McLarens there for trying to get podium. And it's just been a wild race. Everybody, it's great to have everybody in. As Alex Gillian trying to hold off Nigel Still. Man, that battle's been raging on. Looking through the field, trying to see if we got any more close battles. There's battles everywhere, folks, as gaggles keep forming and getting shot down. As Jake Barnes, Dean Prescott, and Benjamin Gregory are going at it. And that's Mark Hewitt leading them off. Let's see, and Andy Dalton's still there.
Tommy Martinez just got taken by Adam Gosling. Gosling made Martinez look goofy through the S-turns. It was an unbelievable overtake as they're exiting on the way down to turn 11. It was unreal. If you can get a replay of that, Matt, it was worth seeing. It was like a rocket through the S-turns.
And we're going to try to take a look at it here. Is Tommy Martinez. Whatever happened, I'm sure it was legendary.
No, it was it was legendary.
Oh man, it was the overtake of the century.
Modig really close on the bumper of Jesper Peterson.
Yep,
I'm
that's
gonna
right.
keep an eye on that one as Modig does a peek on the inside. Again, all worthless efforts on turn 1. We haven't seen a driver pull that off successfully, doing the fake out, especially when you're over 0.2 of a second behind. Just doesn't work. You have to be far closer than that to get somebody to flinch. Modig, Jesper Peterson.
Yep, they're still battling out.
Second.
Oh, and Stevenson into the pits. We only got 12 minutes to go, folks, and we got some people pitting. We got some crazy stuff going on. Ryan Littlemore is joined us up in the booth. How you doing, Ryan?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm just had a major issue with my wheel, so I pulled off.
Major issue with the mechanical workings of the wheel, and you wanted to give us some information about the giveaway?
I do indeed. I'm currently getting ready for the drivers one, the first 75% race distance one. The no incident one is obviously, you will know, will be at the end of the race, and the viewers of the broadcast one, I am opening that up right now, as the only thing you need to do is follow GripTV, and you have to tweet me as well. I'll put it in the chat. A hashtag, and on my Twitter I'll write down whoever puts it down, and you have to have iRacing obviously for this to work, because it's a $5 iRacing credits as well.
Oh,
So,
okay.
all you need to do is, the hashtag is RyanL83. I'll put it in the chat. I'll spam it a billion times as well.
Yep, put it in
And-
chat and spam it up, as Alex and Nigel still battling it out. So it sounds like some people have a chance to win some special prizes here. And not only the people following us here and the people watching, but people involved in iRacing, the drivers out on the track. So good opportunities for everyone to get involved here.
That's all
Tommy
it is.
Tommy Martinez taking it back to Adam Gosling and the later parts of this lap after that wicked overtake. Can Tommy overtake Adam, get it back? Tommy losing a lot of pace now because he's been in battles literally this entire race. I would imagine his tires are a bit soft.
Yep, so if everyone tweets on out at RyanL83, they can get involved there. It'll be all explained in chat. Man, that's pretty nice of you, Ryan, as the winding minutes are heading down here. Pretty exciting stuff. We saw some fireworks early on, saw some really good driving, but I think the story of the day is Martin Kronk. He's just way out ahead, man. This guy's in a different league.
Yeah, Martin Kroenke, he is a World Championship Series driver, and he's showing why he is a World Championship Series driver. He is doing a fantastic job, and he fully deserves the win. I think he's just so consistent.
Yeah, we had a chance to talk with him before the race, and real calm and collective guy, real modest, and you know, able to share some insight with us. So that it's a real good job with him, and yeah, it's good for him if he can keep it together here for the last 9 minutes. Looks like he'll be taking home the gold trophy. Well, Ryan, just want to thank you again here for joining us, and yeah, if you explain everything in chat and get everyone going there, it should be a good time there, and you know, good luck to everyone who you know, tries to win the giveaways. And if you don't have iRacing, heck, what the heck are you waiting for, right?
I know, it's all about that. But I could provide some help with footage if you wish, Malone, with any battles.
Yeah, we're taking a look right now. It looks like the story of the day is going to be for second place here, as Jesper Peterson is looking to hold off Carl Modig and Darren Seal for that beloved second position.
Nigel Marneef and Alex Guillen going back and forth, touching each other's quarter panels as they're trying to navigate through for 7th and 6th as well.
Yeah, these guys have been battling the last 45 minutes, for gosh sakes, and I can imagine that they see the time. They know there's only 8 minutes.
Marneef, Guillen on the outside goes super wide, uses a flying Scotsman to throttle through the last turn of turn 20 onto the front straight. Marneef, I thought for sure, was going to overtake with that big leap out onto the exit area of Guillen, and Guillen was able to come back around, just throttle through. A bit of a risky play for Guillen because that could have been contact with Marneef, because there's certainly Marneef was in his blind spot.
Yeah, and once again you see that McLaren really trying to use as much road as possible there to try to get around through turn 1, and this battle continues to rage. Oh, you look to the inside there.
Marneef is definitely starting to feel the urgency as time is ticking away. It is 1 minute 26 seconds inside of the lapse time of the race itself. Marneef is going to start adding more risky plays as he knows he's faster than Guillen. Guillen has just been playing a wonderful defensive job on Marneef. It's been a lot about the details between Guillen and Marneef. Guillen just keeping his bumper on the inside of the apex, forcing Marneef just slightly outside of what optimal apex would be. But Marneef is going to do some pretty reckless things at this point because he wants that spot now. He wants the 6th position. Go get it, Marneef.
Yeah, very, very good racing here. As we're taking a look at Tom Stanley and Tommy Martinez. They're battling out. They know there's only a couple laps left here. And holy cow, into the inside. Tommy Martinez going to take it. But look who's right there. It's Michael Rasmussen up to the 15th position for GripTV Racing, that number 23 car. And he's looking to pick up a couple more positions. But yeah, I'd say the story of the day, Jesper Penderson, Carl Modig, as they continue to battle it out, closing out one more lap here. They've done They're on their 39th lap now here, folks, at Circuit of the Americas in beautiful Austin, Texas. The sun's shining, and we're bringing you all the crazy high-flying racing action right here on Grip TV as we got some issues up on turn 1 with some lap traffic. See if they can navigate through it around, going through the S's here shortly. And it looks like that lap traffic is just getting the heck out of the way, letting these guys battle it out as they know how important it is. Holy cow, more lap traffic.
Jesper is cool as can be. Carl Modig is, I'm sure, being absolutely frustrated because he can get onto the bumper of Jesper, but he just hasn't found the spot in which he can roll through a turn and get advantage over Jesper. Jesper's done a wicked job driving a very fast line and not giving many opportunities for Carl to use any tactics to overtake. Jesper's been even on that turn 11 that we just saw him go through, is just super quick on getting the throttle, and even with Carl taking a wider turn, still can't get on the throttle early enough. It's just amazing driving by Jesper.
Yeah, it really is, and not to take too much away from there, but we got battling it out with Conrad McElway, Dean Prescott, Andy Dalton, Mark Hewitt, and Richard A. Good one is they're just going back and forth here, folks, changing hands, shuffling it around, going past the start-finish line. Andy Dalton going to make a move there. Very nice. As, whoa, oh man, they're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. Can they do it, folks? Filtering it out, doubling it up. Holy cow, that could have been wild. Oh, and we got a wreck, big wreck. Andy Dalton into the back of some lap traffic there. Holy cow, not good, not good, not good. So some fireworks going on. That'll allow Mark Hewitt to get around Andy Dalton for the 21st position. Whoa, fireworks. So we'll go back up to Jesper Peterson, Carl Modig, and this is the battle for second place, folks. Our leader, once again, Martin. We only got 4 minutes left here in this race, a couple more laps to go, but Jesper Peterson trying to hold on for that second place here. But Carl Modig's got different plans.
Yeah, it's absolutely shocking that Modig hasn't tried dramatically different tactics. I'm sure he's a little afraid to go outside what he knows is a familiar racing line. Problem is that Jesper Pedersen simply has a faster racing line than Modig. So it's either going to be Modig's got to decide, is he going to take some risks and get the second place, or is he going to be content with third? Meanwhile, Darren Seal has not been out of consideration as he's been eyeing this battle the entire time and conserving his car, just maintaining a pace within roughly about a second from Peterson. Peterson now feeling the pressure of Modig. Modig turning into the inside, even on the brakes. Now passes Peterson. Peterson, though, opting to throttle out, is in a response as Modig is experiencing oversteer. Oversteer from a lack of gas in the car, lack of weight. Modig and Peterson, on even as they're coming down, there's lap traffic in front. Peterson, Modig and Dia Seal. Seal on drafting Modig as Modig's coming in. Peterson not getting tight. Now he decides to get tight. Yes, Peterson has advantage with Modig because he chose to go tight as he braked late. Peterson gets it back.
Modig gets it.
Seal overtakes.
Wow. Yes, Darren Seal able to capitalize on those guys battling it out. But guess what? Carl Modig, he's going to try to get back going here. Holy cow, folks, as we see him shuffling around here for the top podium positions. Carl Modig taking a look inside from his cockpit view. You see that windscreen, very dirty. He's been battling out the entire time, running that number 28 car McLaren. And we've seen some of these McLarens here late in the race here really put on a show here. But yeah, let's see if Carl Modig can recapture some of that action. There's only 2 minutes left to go. You see Darren Seal doing the Flying Scotsman, taking a lot of track there. Carl Modig cutting that bumper there, trying to get a good run here into turn 1. Let's see how this plays out.
Modig has to be seeing a lot of red with rage. He's not going to let Seal show him up, especially after how Modig stayed in front the entire time. They go side by side in turn 1. Modig a bit forced. Somehow throttles on with some speed, but obviously Seal was able to carry more momentum, having a lot more laxed apex through turn 1. They're on their way into the S's. Modig really starting to get frantic. He needs to calm down and stick to his pace at this point. but I could see that he'd be frustrated because he had the chance of second and lost it. He even lost his podium spot. So a sense of desperation as the time is running out.
Yeah, that's right. And we just see Matt Orr get into Timu on the last lap. They bumped, and this is the battle for 9th place as Matt Orr is running 9th place right now.
Modig, even with Seal was caught up with lap traffic. Modig peeled off and made Seal stuck behind lap traffic. Modig breaks late. Down around turn 11, steers hard, is able to throttle out and block Seal. They're on their way down the back stretch to turn 12. Modig back into third.
Oh, man. This is getting exciting. There's only got 1 minute left to go. Michael Rasmussen's in the pit stall. Oh, no. Michael Rasmussen into the pits. Not sure what happened. He's coming back out now. He must not have had enough fuel with only 46 seconds left to go in this crazy 90-minute endurance race as we see our leader trying to battle through lap traffic. Let's not forget about Martin Kronk as he's been leading this thing the whole way, 42 laps, 41 laps led. And, wow, just some crazy fireworks as Carl Modig trying to hold off Darren Seal. And Carl Modig gets loose. Darren Seal performs a Stephen Donnelly to avoid contact, gets back on the throttle. Holy cow, that's going to spread him out a little bit more. Oh, man, the white flag's got to be flying soon here as these guys are doing everything they can to keep their cars together. Oh, my gosh, we could have seen some big fireworks there. Oh, man, those guys kept it clean. Good to see the wreck avoidance there. And guess who it is? It's Nigel and Alex still battling it out. 0.1 second interval, and it looks like Nigel was able to make the pass on Alex. But Alex isn't done yet either, folks, as we got the white flag. White flag is flown here at Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas.
On the inside of Seal. Modig on the inside of Seal around turn 1 is going for an overtake opportunity again. Modig, Seal, back and forth. Who's going to have the third spot? Who's going to get the last podium spot as Jasper has sailed away, as so is Kronk. Seal able to get to the S's faster. Modig, that crazy panic driving now is really setting in. He was in front of Seal for most of the race. Hard-fought battle, as you remember, in the early parts of the race. Modig and Seal, who's going to take it, Matt?
Yeah, I don't know. They're on their final lap, 1 lap to go here as Darren Seal and Modig battling it out. Martin finishing up his last lap here at Circuit of the Americas. He's bringing it around right now. 1 more turn. And Martin, number 89 car in that BMW, going to take home that 50-pound gold trophy. He crosses the finish line. He's going to go on his way to a victory lap here as he wins the RyanL83 Invitational right here at Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. Oh, man, Martin and Jesper Peterson going to be taking it around for second place. But we got Carl Modig, Darren Seal going at it. Who's going to win? Who's going to take the third position?
Seal and Modig side by side, 14,
oh, and they touch.
16 turns. They did touch. Seal has a bit of understeer from that touch. Modig staying on the inside. Now Seal has the advantage. Who's going to have full throttle through here, which is a tight second gear turn. Oh my gosh, Seal is experiencing a bit of understeer, carrying too much speed through that turn. Modig attacking. He's got his teeth on the back. This is going to come down to the last possible turn. The last possible turn. Turn 19, third gear, mid-side floater onto the left to another left turn 20 and down the straight. Seal could have sealed the deal with this one, folks, but can Modig really blow things out of proportion here? He does not. He falls in line. Seal accelerates through real wide. Congratulations, Darren Seal.
Congratulations, yep, to Darren Seal, number 37 car, Legends Racing, getting third place. And we got some other battles here as Nigel is going to be coming in. And Matt Orr, 5th place. You know him as Empty Box, folks. He worked his way all the way up the field. Very impressive. 4th place is going to go to Nigel Marneef in that number 69 McLaren car. Very impressive race by Nigel. You know, he had his battles. And Matt Orr, you know him as Empty Box, going to be picking up 6th position as Alex Gillian picks up 5th. We got some switching around here, folks, as we try to get the leaderboards just right for you. And Timu going to be coming in 7th. I'll bring it up here. Holy cow, folks, what a wild race as we try to see some of them coming on in here. They're just finishing out this 90-minute race. We got a bunch of people finishing out here, taking their last turns out at Circuit of the Americas. What a great race. Saw battles the entire way. I could barely contain myself. As we take a look at the results, folks, here it goes as they fall. Martin winning this thing with Jesper Peterson in second place, Darren Seal third, Nigel Marney fourth place, Alex Gillian fifth, Matt Orr sixth place, great showing, Timu Valker Yavi seventh place, James Stevenson eighth place, Adam Gosling ninth place, and to round out your top 10 is Jose Almeida. Got Luke Ridgway 11th place, Cam Stark with a beautiful move late in the race, pick up his 12th position, and Carl Modig 13th, Tom Stanley 14th, Tommy Martinez rounding out your top 15, Callum Knighton 16th, Vitz Salomon 17th, Richard A. Goodwin 18th place, Andy Dalton 19th place, good for him, top 20, and Dean Prescott rounding out your top 20. And
yeah, fantastic time, Matt. A ton of cars, tough to keep track of them all. Fantastic racing. I would say that Jesper Peterson intrigued me the most, though Carl Modig and Darren Seal able to fight that hard at the end was unbelievable. Fantastic driving competition here, folks. Fantastic race, track, everything. Nation, love being with y'all all the time. So, yeah, it was a good time.
That's right, and take a look once again at the Ryan Invitational. The results after they ran 43 laps here. Congratulations to Martin, and we'll run through the results here. Top 20, and Michael Rasmussen unfortunately was had some issues there. He was my pick, but came in 30th position. 21st position goes to Benjamin Gregory. 22nd position, Mark Hewitt. You know him as Wheel Damage. 23rd position goes to Barnes. 24th, Pete Bevan. Sem Bassi, 25th. Daniel, 26th. Sean Vandekamp, our very own Fuzzy Falcon, able to pick up 27th position, so he beats Michael Rasmussen. 28th position, Paul Lonergan. And 29th position, Michael Tater. As we keep it going here, 31st position, Conrad Macau. 32nd position, our very own Timo Westendal. Must have had some issues later on. And is followed up by Jimmy Broadbent, Rob Stratemans, Jay Russell, Craig Parks, David Sestello, Christopher Nichols, Jonas Van, and Ryan Littlemore rounding out your top 40 as Kareem, Gino, Tony McCollum, Jonathan Simon, Mark O'Connell, Sebastian Job. That's tough for Sebastian, finishing out 47th though. And Arekis Alexio, 48th, Nick Carroll, 49th, and LJ Garnett, 50th position. And Stephen and Edward finished out 52 positions, folks. Can you believe it? As we're just taking a look at some of the replay footage from before. And, man, what a wild race. Just want to thank everyone for joining us. And, you know, there's going to be a lot more to come here. And me and Judson love doing these things, and I know these guys love racing them. So we're just taking a look at a little bit of the replay here. Thanks, everybody, for joining us in the Twitch chat and later on YouTube. Judson, any closing thoughts?
Consistency and patience. That's what it came down to win. Like I said, being able to turn on off your attacking switch. You saw that with the likes of Modig and Seal. Nigel Marney, big gains when he decided to attack. It was all about waiting for the right moments. So consistency in your lap times, patience for those opportunities, similar to Suzuka. Man, is this a daunting track. One of the better races I've seen. And congratulations to Martin Kronk for just an absolute stunning performance.
Yep, very good. And, you know, I couldn't believe how much battles were going on. It was great to see those guys really battling it out. Had a wonderful time right here, and we're going to get into some driver interviews. But as far as the broadcast goes, thanks everybody for watching. And remember, GripTV is your home for all motorsport simulations.